If you have been watching my episode reviews for 86, you know that I am all around a fan of the show. I have found that this show really excels, not in the action, but in the moments between the action, where we get a lot of dialogue and just the overarching themes of the show I have found to be done really well. But I have to say, this season finale was just disappointing for me. It just didn't end any of the storylines from this season in any kind of fulfilling way, in my opinion, and it really left me wanting. What's up, y'all? It's your man, That Dude, bringing you guys another video. I'm giving out subscriptions down below, so if you like 86, I review every episode, and I'll talk about other anime too. You don't want to miss anything, so go hit that button. Also, if you would, smash that thumbs up while you're down there. Shin and the other 86 managed to survive that battle that we get to see a small glimpse of at the end of episode 10, but after that battle, they're left with only one mech, not a lot of provisions, and not a lot of ammo, so they're in a pretty dire situation. And this is where this episode started to lose me, because it was so predictable that when Shin took over for Anju and the mech, that he was going to go off and try to fight the Legion by himself and try to save his comrades. And I'm not saying that it was bad for Shin to do that. I'm just saying it was very predictable that that's what was going to happen. And it was also so predictable that the other 86 weren't going to just let Shin go die in battle by himself. Like, these kids had pretty much accepted death for a long time now. They knew that once they joined the Spearhead Squadron, their days were numbered. And so it wouldn't make any sense that they all of a sudden care so much about their lives that they would leave Shin to die in battle alone. So you just knew that they were going to go fight with Shin. And this is another thing that I just didn't like. And that is the ambiguous ending with the 86, where we don't know if they're alive or if they survived the battle or anything like that. We don't know. And I am all around just never a fan of these open-ended endings where you don't know exactly what happened at the end. I think if you're going to tell a story, tell that story in a concrete manner and don't leave it up to some kind of audience interpretation. Like, no, give the audience a concrete story so they know exactly what happened, and don't just leave it up to some kind of interpretation. I think it's like a cop-out. Now, with the possibility of there being a second season, which I do think there's going to be a second season, I can cut some kind of slack, maybe want to end on a cliffhanger, but I do think a cliffhanger could have been done in a better way than just leaving it open-ended on whether or not the 86 died or survived the battle. A concern I raised in my review for episode 10 does get addressed in a very small way in this episode. I had talked about in that video that I wanted to see whether or not Lana was going to face any kind of consequences for when she helped the 86, because she did basically break the law in helping the 86. And if she didn't face any consequences for that, it kind of lessens what she did. Now, she still saved Shin's life, whether or not there are any repercussions for her actions or not. But as far as her making a statement, that is empowered by, us believing that she's going to face some kind of consequence for what she did. If there's no consequence, the statement isn't actually all that big. We do get confirmation in this episode that she is under house arrest, presumably for helping the 86. Now, she is able to visit the front and move about kind of freely, so I don't know how strict this house arrest actually is, but she did face at least some kind of consequence, and I like that. But this is where I really fell off with this episode. Before, the predictable nature of Shin trying to go fight the Legion by himself, that bothered me. But this part right here is what really got to me. And that is, nothing's really different now. Like, we have become kind of attached to these characters, especially with the 86. They're now off on their final mission and maybe dead. But back with Swan Magnolia and the Spearhead Squadron, what's changed? They're going to ship in a whole new unit, and they're going to go on all these suicide missions until they're all dead. And then what? And Lana, if we didn't get to see the aftermath of what she did in helping the 86, it doesn't seem that anything actually came from that. Like, there wasn't some kind of big change up within the hierarchy of the military. She didn't change her uncle's mind on what they should or should not be doing with the 86. It kind of seems that everything is just going to reset. At least that way in Swan Magnolia. Now, if Shin and the other 86, they manage to survive that battle and they go on to do something after that, sure, the story will continue with them. But at least back with in Swan Magnolia and the other 86 who are fighting, what is different? So it kind of seems that we went through this whole season, had all these moments with these characters, and just is back to normal now. Everything's just reset. They're going to bring in a whole new Spearhead Squadron, and that's just it. It doesn't seem that there was any kind of lasting effect from what happened, and I don't like that part. It seems like it just makes it feel like we watched all these things that happened for nothing. Now, season 2 could come out and everything could get flipped on its head, and that might change my opinion. But it's just as far as a season finale, I don't think it's really great for your finale to basically reset and put everything back to where you were in episode 1. Because if that's what you're going to do, what's the point of the finale if everything's just going to go back to what it was when the series first started? So just from that angle, this episode was just all around disappointing for me. And besides that, not a lot actually happens for this being a finale. We get that battle with the 86 and when they take on the Legion and them maybe all being dead. But beyond that, we get that, that cute scene where Elena finds the note and she takes care of the cat, or she adopts the cat now because they implore her to in the note. I mean, that was a really cute scene and I enjoyed watching it. But as far as things that progress the story, what did we really get besides that battle between the 86 and the Legion where the 86 might be dead? If they're dead, that doesn't really progress the story. And if they survive, that does, because we get to see what they are going to do now after that. So that maybe progresses the story. But back in San Magnolia, what progressed the story there? Like, we don't see if Lana was able to bring other people to her calls and helping the 86. We don't get to see any of that. We know that her friend, whose name escapes me right now, but the one that she pretty much guilted into helping her, save Shin, we don't know where her mind's at right now. Maybe she is more sympathetic to the plight of the 86, or if she's still trying to be very callous about it. We don't know just anything about what's going on in San Magnolia after Lana used the artillery to help the 86 when she wasn't supposed to. So a finale is either supposed to bring all your storylines to a close or progress the story far enough along and give you like a bridge to the second season. This finale doesn't really do either of those things. It doesn't close out any of the storylines unless the point of the story was to just reset and go back to where everything was in episode 1. And I don't think that was the point of this. So I was just all around disappointed in this finale. And yeah, I was really disappointed because I expected more from this finale, because I have come to really enjoy 86. Overall, this has been one of the better shows of the spring releases, in my opinion. Like, this is probably right behind Megalobox for best anime, in my opinion, of the spring season. And so to have a finale that was this big of a letdown, just it doesn't sour me through the show. If there's a second season, I'm definitely going to watch it. It just didn't live up to my expectations. That's all I have for you on this one, guys. If you enjoyed this video, go hit that thumbs up. And if you were so inclined, subscribe and share. It would help me out a lot. If you did like the video, or if you disagree with anything I said, let me know why in the comments. We can talk about it. I respond to almost everything. Also, feel free to follow and hit me up on Twitter @DadDoAnime. And I'll see you guys in the next one.